It's so exciting. The women's game at the moment is in a fantastic space, and Ealing's commitment to it is immense. So the opportunity to lead that programme is very, very exciting. And for the young players that Ealing already looks into with its contacts with universities and its feeder clubs, its pods, those young athletes should be really, really excited about the commitment that Ealing has to building a fantastic environment for women's rugby to grow and develop.
And why did you feel now was the right time to move over to us here at Ealing?
So I feel that in terms of the new setup for women's rugby, the Allianz Premier 15s is just completing its final year next season, and then it goes into its rebidding process, because the women's league is ring fenced for 3 years and then opens up. So we're about to finish the second section of it. So it's been running now for 5 years, goes into the sixth. So for the third cycle, is the step change is going to be immense. The women's product now is fantastic. The way the skill level of the athletes at the elite end is extraordinary, and it's about to have a platform that it needs, the support structures behind it, the staffing structures, the coaching structures, the medical, all the commercial stuff all round it is about to make a massive step change in the 23-24 season. And so for the setup that Ealing's got, and the way, as I've already said, that it wants to bring through the grassroots and those players, giving those players who have immense talent and skill but haven't yet got the infrastructure around them to develop, to produce future Red Roses, to come out of Ealing Trailfinders. It's just a hugely exciting time for the game. So it is a perfect time to have the first year to prepare for that, and then to aim to get the side into the Allianz Premier 15s.
And you come down here today to Trailfinders Sports Club to get introduced to the environment. How impressed were you by everything you've seen here?
Oh, it's fantastic. It's got everything that it needs and more. The environment for an athlete is, in the women's game, some of the athletes still aren't full time, so the opportunities for them to work here and to have all the facilities that they need in one space will be absolutely fantastic.
And you mentioned earlier about the pathway and some of the pods, the place of development.
Yep.
How important do you think those links are to the club going forward?
Okay, so that's the massive area in the women's game where the pathways need to be really developed. At the moment, a lot of the clubs have very good setups in terms of their first 15s, but beyond that is where the work really needs to get done, and Ealing's already way ahead of the game on that one. The pods that it's got in the surrounding areas with the clubs that it's developing with, the university structure at Brunel, Henley College, all of these areas that Ealing are already massively supporting the athletes there. It will be a huge opportunity for Ealing then to build a side for predominantly English qualified players, but to bring in also players from around the world to add flavour and experience to what's going on will be absolutely immense.
And finally, you've made the move over here. Whereabouts in your vision for the club and the women's setup, where do you see it in the next 3 to 5 years' time?
So obviously the bid for getting into the Premier 15s is to be done next year, and hopefully we're successful with that, which means then that the side will be growing and developing in the Allianz Premier 15s, which will accelerate the growth even further. I would like to think that the university programme is one of the strongest in the country to develop players. The pod systems of the clubs that Ealing already has contact with will be growing and thriving, so that the leagues in the Championship and Championship 2 in this area of the country will be incredibly strong because of the support that is put into that. So the growth of the women's game around Ealing will be huge, and so in 5 years' time I would like to see that, or hope to see that we've got a very, very competitive Premiership side and a fabulous pathway to support it, which gives athletes the opportunity to grow and develop as rugby players, but also to look after their education, their careers, in terms of dealing with that as young athletes alongside their development in rugby.